Hi and welcome to the content video for 1.1 Prime Factorization Course 1A Singapore Math. Well, watching the content videos help you understand the concepts from the entire chapter, which will help you do the independent practice with much ease and faster and with much accuracy. So content videos are very important. Before doing any independent practice, go and watch the content video of that chapter. So let's understand this chapter here. In this chapter, we need to understand just one thing, how to do prime factorization. In this chapter, we will understand first what are prime numbers, what are composite numbers, and how to do the factorization, the prime factorization. So it says write a composite number as a product of its prime factors. So first let's understand these two different types of numbers that we have. So if I say 2, how can we write 2 as? We can say 2 is 1 times 2, right? Let's take another number, 7. I can do 1 times 7. 2 and 7 are not the multiples of any other numbers, right? So there are many such numbers that they are not multiples of any other numbers. Now let's take another number. Let's say 20 instead of 2. We can say 20 to be 1 times 20, right? We can also say it's 2 times 10. And we can also say it's 4 times 5. Now, do you see the difference between these two numbers here and this number here? In the first case, we have only two factors for each one of them, right? Only two factors. And what are they? 1 and the number itself. 1 and the number itself, right? See, in case of 2, it's 1 and the number, which is 2. 1 and the number 7, right? It has only two factors, 1 and the number itself. Whereas in this case, you have many factors, right? It is many factors and they are usually more than 2. More than 2. More than 2 factors always. It can be 4, it can be 6, right? So there are more than 2 factors. Now, what are the factors? If we have to list down the factors of 20, we will say factors of 20 are, factors of 20 are, and we say it's all these factors 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, right? They are all the factors of 20. So these numbers which has factors as 1 and the number itself are called prime numbers. And these numbers where you have more than 2 factors and it's not just number and 1, there are other factors also, we call them composite numbers. Okay, so these are composite numbers and these are prime numbers. So you understand the difference between the two first. They're prime numbers, right? So their factors will also be 1 and the prime number. In case of composite, its factors are prime numbers as well as the composite here, right? Because 20 can be divided, 10 can be divided, right? So now, because they're composite factors, the idea here is write a composite number as a product of its prime factors. So how do we do that? It's called prime factorization. That method is called prime factorization. And there are two ways to do that. So let's use 20 as an example and understand both the methods. So here is our first method. Method number 1. We write 20 like this and we make these lines. Now we start with the smallest prime number. The smallest prime number is 2, then it's 3, then it's 5, then it's 7, and then it's 11, and it goes on. All these numbers have two factors, 1 and the number itself. Those are prime numbers, okay? So we start with the smallest, that's 2. So we write 2 here. Now 20 divided by 2, that's how we will read it. 20 divided by 2, what do we get? 10. It's an even number. Again, it's divisible by 2, right? 10 is a multiple of 2. So we write 2 here. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And we end here because this is a prime number. So when you reach a prime number, you end it there. Okay? So that's your method 1. Now, let's see method 2. In method 2, what do? We write 20 here and we do this. 20 is what? 2 times 10. Again, we go with the first prime number. 2 times 10. 2, we write it down as it is because it's a prime number. It cannot be further divided. This 10 can be further divided. So we say this is 2 times 5. So this dot we keep here indicating its times. Now 2 is also a prime number, 5 is also a prime number. So we stop here. So here we would say 20 equals to all these prime numbers. This is times here, right? So we write this as 2 times 2 times 5. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20, right? Same thing in this case here. Like we have 2, 2 and 5. So we say 2 times 2 times 5. All the numbers that you have here, you will multiply and this last number. So exactly the same thing, right? The method will not change the answer. So these are the two methods that you have here for prime factorization. In first case, if you look at the process here, look, first is 210. 210, then 25. This 2 came down, 25. So it does not change. Okay, both the methods are easy methods and it's doable. This was a simple number that I've taken, but this is for you to understand how to do prime factorization. Understand the difference between prime numbers and the composite numbers. Prime numbers have only two factors, the number itself and one, and composite numbers have many factors. And then we studied about prime factorization. How to carry out prime factorization. We have two methods, method 1 and method 2 here. And this is it in this chapter. If you are thorough with this, you are ready for the independent practice. Let's meet again soon in the independent practice video. I hope this has helped you. Enjoy. If you need revision before independent practice, do watch this again so that you are very clear and you are ready for the independent practice. Enjoy, have fun. Bye bye.